little bit taller. Hello, my name is 𝗤𝘄𝗎. I'm CEO of 𝗦𝘂𝗺𝗺𝗺𝗶, and I'd like to introduce to you a new concept for cartilage repair. And that concept really originated with the experiences of one of our founders that you see here, 𝗠𝗲𝗱𝗶𝗀𝗀. Before she reached the age of 22, she had received 3 different cartilage repair surgeries. Nowadays, she's in pain again, and she knows she's gearing towards a total joint replacement. And her story is what happens to a big portion of the 2.5 million people that each year in the world get a cartilage repair surgery. Ultimately, despite the surgeries, they do develop osteoarthritis, suffering years of pain and disability. Why is that? How can that be? If you look at the current most used treatments, then you see on the right side of this figure debridement and microfracture. 70% of the people get these kind of treatments. The problem is that in these treatments, scar tissue is created, not cartilage, which has different properties, and after a few years, it fails again. We are capable of doing things better, specifically with cell implantation, or ACI. That creates very good tissue with long duration. The problem is it's very, very expensive and therefore not affordable for many people. So what we need is optimal cartilage regeneration with the quality of cell technology, but for an affordable price. And that is where the CartRevive hydrogel implant comes to play. Our implant is made from natural polymers that already occur in your body. So they're quite common for the cells to move into and start doing their regenerative work. In this animation, you see a glimpse of how we see the future. Once you have damaged your cartilage, a surgeon can go in with a scope to inspect the defect further and prepare it, and we come with a simple injection device, something like a simple 2-component glue, and in a low viscous solution, we mix in the polymers that form the basis for our hydrogel. It is free-flowing and therefore nicely follows the contour of the defect. Within a minute, the polymers solidify, cross-link into a solid hydrogel, and very notably, they also cross-link with the surrounding tissue. So here we have an implant that basically glues itself to the body. It has a very open structure, and it has a natural composition. So cells move in very rapidly and then start doing what they do. They multiply and then recreate patient's own native cartilage. In a few months' time, our gel is completely consumed, eaten away by the cells, and the patient has a fully functioning joint again. Now that's an animation. Let's look at real life. Here you see a picture from our preclinical horse studies, and you see that the defect is nicely filled in all its corners by the gel. Within 2 weeks, chondrocytes are already in the middle of the gel. After 3 months, the gel is mostly gone, and we have a smooth cartilage formed, which looks very good and is in contrast sharply with the very erratic structure that microfracture has given. If you take the histology after 7 months, you can see that our tissue vastly outperforms that of the standard of care, and actually the numbers for our bar are similar to what has been achieved for cell technology in preclinical models. Still, that's a horse. Let's look at humans. Here you see an MRI, 2 MRIs from one of our first patients. On the left side, the white spot is the open cavity, the defect, and 12 months later, this is replaced by a very smooth cartilage. That's still just an image. How do the patients feel? That we know from what we call the 𝗂𝗎 score. The 𝗂𝗎 is a composite score that summarizes both the reduction of pain and the increase of mobility for patients. You see a sharp increase of this 𝗂𝗎 score after surgery, and after 12 months, we've made a step change of 24, which is 2.5 times the target, the minimum level of clinical relevance. And if we then compare that to the most common treatments, you see that again we outperform the standard of care, and even we are slightly better than the cell technology. So with these results, we've received a lot of recommendations from the field of science, from clinicians, most importantly also from these patients that have felt this improvement. And you see on the bottom, we are strongly backed by the Dutch Arthritis Society, who helps us with in-kind support, but also with investment. Here you see our team. We are happy that the original scientific founders are still actively working in our company. They've been complemented with a management team that comes from industry, and we've brought together a very nice, diverse and powerful team. And with that team, we've been able to achieve quite a number of beautiful milestones. 2 years ago, we got the EIC Accelerator Award, 7 million, 2.5 million was a grant, 4.5 million is equity for our upcoming financing round. We've had our ISO certification, filed new patent. We completed our first in-human trial, and we've already targeted all the patients for a pivotal trial, and we will complete all patients before the summer. Last year, the FDA awarded us with the Breakthrough Design designation, and that is helping us currently a lot in our discussions with them as we are working towards our most strategic project, getting market access in the US. We're currently preparing, scoping the IDE that we want to submit by the end of the year, and I will continue preparing that trial, contracting the sites, and we expect patient number 1 in the US to be treated in the first half of 2026. That milestone of that first patient coincides nicely with our European milestone. We expect CE marking early 2026, and then we'll start commercializing and working on the reimbursement trials in various countries in Europe. In order to reach those milestones, we are currently here for fundraising, obviously. We're seeking 9 million euro, $10 million. Half of it is committed by the EIB. We have other participants already. Don't feel discouraged if you feel that there's not enough left, because there's another round coming up afterwards of 30 million, and we're more than happy to discuss that as well. So, summing up, putting everything together. For many decades, we have all been made to believe that cartilage cannot heal. That is actually a myth, and we have busted that myth. Our body is very well capable of regenerating cartilage, but we need to give it a little bit of a help. A right impetus, a right stimulant, a good scaffold, the right nutrients. And then cartilage can regenerate, and the CartRevive hydrogel implant is exactly that. That is what we focus on. Affordable cartilage regeneration is probably the final frontier for orthopedics. When that is really achieved in an affordable and effective way, it will really disrupt that field and change that field. So it's that final frontier, and we believe is that Hy2Care is the enterprise that will travel that distance towards that frontier, go where no one has gone before. And if you like our approach and you want to join us on that journey, then please find Sanne or myself at this conference and let us talk. Thank you.